Hello everyone, my name is Loco and welcome to another video. Today, it is time for some more coffee time with Loco because, well, I want to be talking to you guys every now and then. You know, I decided to ask on the Twitters and on the Facebooks if you guys have any questions that you would like me to answer. If you don't follow me, by the way, on either of those yet, those will be the very first links right below that like button because, you know, I basically update about everything and anything and a couple of people are interested in that. Alright, so the very first question comes from none other than Andrew Himbury. I think that's how you pronounce your name, and dude, every single time I see a comment on Facebook, I am actually really, you know, your cat is really freaking adorable. Every single time I see that profile photo, I'm like, oh, that's so cute, Andrew. But his question is, how did you and Abby meet? If anyone wondering, Abby is my girlfriend. We've been together for a year and like 2 months right now. It's been a while. Good job to her for putting up with me. But the story is kind of interesting. I don't think there are very many similar stories out there. But Abigail, once upon a time, decided to watch my live stream on Twitch TV. And you guys gotta know, I'm kind of nerdy. I like sitting inside on my Saturday night and playing video games. Every now and then I will go out, I suppose. But Abigail actually happened to stumble upon my live stream. And we basically got talking after that. She sent me a message on Twitter. After watching my live stream, and we got talking for that, and like a month later, I decided to do one of the scariest things in my entire life. I decided to actually buy a freaking plane ticket and fly all the way over to Glasgow, because that's where she lives. She lives actually in Scotland, and I live in the Netherlands, so it's a little bit of distance in between us both, but yeah, it all worked out very well. Right now we see each other like every 2 to 3 weeks or so. That's also the reason why sometimes there aren't as many YouTube videos and as many live streams, and sometimes you will see a bunch more when she's actually over here. So yeah, thank you for your question, Andrew. Next question comes from Peter, and he asked, or Peter it probably would be, if it was 2001 and you were in a position of making videos about games like you do right now, what game would be the main game? Honestly, I would probably want to be playing every single game that is out there on the planet, but if I had to choose a main game back in 2001, if I would have known that World of Warcraft would have been this big, I probably would have focused a whole lot more on World of Warcraft. I mean, I didn't start playing WoW until like, you know, I did play it, I suppose a little bit in the Burning Crusade, but I didn't really play it until Wrath of the Lich King, and you know, the game just is so freaking enormous right now. But back then, man, in 2001, how old was I even? How old was I? I was like 9? Yeah. So, you know, nobody would watch my videos when I was 9, Peter. What are you talking about? Aaron Connor actually asked one of the best questions that I've ever seen so far. He asked, has anyone really been far as decided to use even Go, want to do look more like? To your question, sir, I'd say yes. Totally, Aaron. Yeah. Next question comes from someone of which I cannot read the name. I hope I won't like offend anyone with that. Doesn't matter. He asks, do you support esports as a real sport? Now this is the question that I'm gonna be spending most of my time on. I'm out of coffee already, so just pretend this is a table because I'm gonna be putting down my... Okay, fine, I will put it somewhere else. Alright, so is esports a real sport? So anyone wondering, esports, you are probably watching my YouTube videos more often than just this one. But what is esports? It's electronic sports. So that basically means like video games as a sport. Now, honestly, my answer is kind of simple. I think esports is as much a sport as it, you know, chess is a sport, or golf is a sport, or, you know, any of these games that aren't necessarily very physically demanding, but very mentally demanding. So the reason why a lot of people don't suppose that esports is a sport is simply for the fact that there isn't really a physical aspect to it. I mean, sure, these guys stay up for 14 hours a day and practice all non-stop, but, you know, it isn't quite as physically demanding, I suppose, as a sport like football, where everyone has decided that that is a sport. However, I think on the mental aspect and the preparation level and the team side of things and the amount of money involved and the amount of traveling that everyone does and you know, all these things combined, it is definitely as much as a sport as chess is, and honestly, it's a lot bigger of a sport than chess is. These guys actually earn millions. There's guys out there that are earning millions playing video games for a living. And I mean, whether or not you consider that a sport is not really relevant for me, but I personally, yes, would definitely say it is a sport. Now, the one thing that I would want the world to actually agree upon a little bit more is whether or not video games as a professional gamer, I suppose, are a legit career. And I would say most definitely yes. Now more than ever, and you know, in probably like 20 years from now, it's going to be generally accepted, but now more than ever, people are making a lot of freaking money playing video games. And yes, I know that it's still in like the infant stages of the actual thing, as a sport and as a career, but man, I wish like the general public knew a little bit more about esports and about the whole tournament scenes, because, you know, it's a lot bigger than a lot of people are realizing. So short answer, yes, I think esports is a sport. It's as much as a sport as chess and maybe golf are. But, you know, it isn't as physically demanding, but everything else, the whole mental aspect, traveling, money, everything, definitely makes it a sport, in my opinion. Next question comes from Ben. He asked, do you still play your music instruments? How do you find the time to meet with your girlfriend, play video games, studying, and do something different to do? Ben, yes, well, I used to play a lot of guitar. I actually have my guitar standing right there in the corner, but I honestly haven't really been playing it very much. I used to play it quite a lot, actually, but nowadays, you're right, I actually have been spending a lot more time on doing other stuff. So basically, if anyone wondering, I make daily YouTube videos. I do a live stream for about 5 hours a day. I do, you know, a couple times through the week, I go to the gym for about 4 to 5 times a week. I do some working out. With that, there's only a limited amount of time available. So to give you an idea of how my general day will look like, I usually get up right around 8 in the morning, and until like 12, I will make YouTube videos. Then from 12 to 5 or so, I do the live streaming. Then around dinner time, from 6 to 8 or so, I do some studying. And then from 8 to 10, I usually go to the gym, and, you know, we repeat that every single day. So it is a lot of fun, but it definitely is a lot of stuff. It is pretty difficult to manage everything, but things are going pretty damn good right now, Ben, so thank you very much for asking. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for me for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you didn't follow me already on the social medias, make sure you check those links right there as well. And other than that, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!